Today marks 1561st day of daily lessons, daily reflections, and today we speak about big wins, but specifically with lasting big wins. I think sometimes a person could achieve a massive big win, but will not be lasting if they do not focus on foundations of big wins. And I think about the big wins. What is the foundation of big win? Lasting big win. And I think that's foundation of big win is always small wins. What it means is that small wins compound into one big win. So if there is no small wins, that means it will not compound. And if you got a big win without small wins, most likely you will lose that big win sooner or later because you need to make sure that that big win has a foundation, and that foundation is small wins. Today we'll share seven truths I think that we need to understand about small wins and big wins, just to make sure that we're able to really pursue big win. Because I think that sometimes we're really going after the big win, but we forget that we need to focus on small wins before we get into that bigger win. So number one is big wins don't fail. People fail to maintain them. So what it means is that when you look into a massive goal, the question that we need to ask ourselves, what kind of small wins do I need to do on a daily basis to achieve that? Because I think that sometimes we're able to really know what we need to do on a daily basis to achieve that massive goal. But sometimes, even though that we know what needs to be done, necessary to really achieve it, we said, I think that maybe I don't need that much. I think that sometimes what we do, we start to negotiate with ourselves with that goal. Because if you start to negotiate regarding your big win, big goal, big vision, that means that massive goal that you have set for yourself is not that important. Because when something is extremely important, you know that you will do no matter what. If there is at least small chance, you will do it, and you will pursue small wins. Pursue small because you maintain with your daily actions that progress towards that big win. Number two, small wins are proof, not progress. What it means is that sometimes we need to really build our identity, and our identity change our behaviors as well. So when we really start really going after small wins, and that builds evidence to change our identity, who how we see ourselves, and that's extremely important because until we see ourselves a certain way, sometimes we will not act a certain way. Because if we do not believe that something is for us, we will find a way to find excuses not to do the right things that we could allow us to achieve the things that we said is important for us. The small one events is proof and evidence for us to really change, improve, get better. And that's extremely important. The small wins are proof to ourselves. And that's that proof builds our courage, builds our confidence, builds our trust, confidence, courage, everything necessary to really go after that big win. Number three, consistency beats intensity every time. And I think is very common to know, and I think we have heard that 1,000 times, and I think it needs to be repeated 1,000 times. Like I said, probably the easiest examples always was that if you go to gym and you exercise for 12 hours, you know that will not add any value for you to be healthy. But if you exercise 12 hours spread out within 12 days or even half an hour a day, so that with 24 days you will be much more healthy than you executing and in a gym for 12 hours straight. And that's why we need to really look into the small wins. Where are those coming from? What kind of small things could they do consistently to really get into that better tomorrow? Number four, discipline is built when motivation is absent. I really love when I think about discipline because discipline is not for big things. It's not. Because when you think about pursuing and doing big things, for example, going to do 12 hours straight exercise, doesn't require discipline. Most likely, when you want to do 12 hours straight, you feel motivated, you feel excited, you just want to do as much as you can during that day. And I think that discipline sometimes it kicks in not to overload yourself. and understand that discipline is on doing small things consistently. That's where discipline is. Because I know that even myself that some days when you really want to do some things, you want to work 3, 4, 5, 6 hours straight, but maybe that's not the best thing for you. And a small win is better than really going after the moderate or big win during that day. Number five, you don't rise to big goals, you fall on small habits. I really love this. It means that when you go through life, during good days, most likely your habits are you're able to sustain your habits. But during bad days, what happens to your habits? What happens? And that's exactly where the small wins come into place. I really love the saying that it's easier to move from 1 to 20 than from 0 to 1. So, what happens during tough days? We have a tendency to quit our habits, our patterns, our small wins that potentially should compound into massive big win. So, we have a tough day, we quit on that habit, and if we're not able to really compound anything, and that's extremely important. But it means when we don't rise to the big goals, we fall to the small habits that we're able to sustain no matter what. And again, but I think that we need to understand, okay, what is the most important key thing in my life that I'm not able to fall short no matter what's going on in my life. And this is non-negotiable. And that's why I truly believe that every single person needs to have small wins every single day. That is non-negotiable. That is must happen. Maybe a little bit less than usual, but it must happen. And I think it is extremely important. Number six, skipping small wins is ego, not confidence. Because sometimes we believe that we have more abilities, more skills, maybe we suffered in the past, we did a lot of effort in the past, and now we deserve, for some reason, from the universe, get something big immediately. And there's no such a thing as deserving from the universe. We need to earn every single day. And if you skip small wins, most likely you will not get those big wins. So that means it doesn't matter where how much you put effort in the past. The only thing is that now small wins, if you do right now with the skill set that you developed in the past and the wisdom that and perspective that you developed, most likely you will be able to achieve that big win faster than you used to do in the past. But you but again, we're not able to remove those smalls altogether and go after big wins right away. And last one, number seven, that I want to share is what you repeat becomes your identity, whether you like it or not. I think it is, I already mentioned that, but I think that's extremely important to mention that what you do daily becomes who you are. And that's why we need to ask ourselves, what do you do daily? What do you do daily? And I think we need to write all the tasks, all the activities, even the 5 minutes, and ask what this activity is showing about me, what it says about me. Do I want that activity to tell that thing about me? About maybe you are neglecting to yourself with the food and you eating not healthy food, maybe have bad habits, or maybe you say that like I'm able to look into the habits that I do and I admire myself. I'm proud of myself that because I have the habits that really lead me to the better tomorrow and better today. Because the channel that they have is now I always want to really change my way of thinking and saying we need to make sure that we be working very hard to make today better. And that's again when we have those small things that repeat every single day, we improve our identity, our improve our every aspect of our lives is improved when we really do the right thing regarding small things, small wins. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.